Hey guys, this is Julian of Julian Gray Media. If you follow my social media, you'll know that I stopped in at Ableton headquarters the other day in Pasadena, California. Now, while I couldn't record anything at the facility itself, it kind of inspired me to make a follow-up video to a video I did about a year ago, Top 5 Hidden Features in Ableton Live. Today we're going to be doing 5 more features that you may not know about the program. Let's hop into the studio and get started. Awesome guys, so coming in at number 5, we have Ableton Live Link, introduced in Ableton Live 9.6. Now in order to get this button, we have to go to Preferences, we have to select an Audio driver. That's important. It doesn't work with Microsoft DirectX drivers right now. And if we go to Link, we can hit Show or Hide this link toggle here. But essentially, I'm not going to go too in-depth into it. It allows you to have multiple computers in the same network running at the exact same time on time and have a universal MIDI clock between a ton of different performers. If you have a lot of people playing different things on different versions of Ableton, you need to keep them in sync. Ableton Live Link will help you do that. I'll leave a link to a more in-depth look at Ableton Live Link above me to the right now, and you guys can click on that link and check it out. Coming in at number 4 is a little bit more known function of Ableton, but still a relatively hidden function. We have the crossfader. Now if we load in some, some sort of plugin here on this MIDI channel, and then if we have a second one, and we go to the bottom right here, we have an X button, and this allows us to enable a crossfader. Now if you've ever DJ'd before, you know that the crossfader is cutting from track A to track B, or whatever track you have assigned to either side of the fader. So to utilize a crossfader in Ableton, we have the A and B buttons here. So if you want the right of the crossfader to correspond to this channel, we just check B. And if we want the left to correspond with this channel, we click A. So essentially, this allows us to have a DJ style interface to Ableton here. We can actually map this crossfader via the MIDI key right here, and we can map this to a controller if we wanted to, and actually DJ with Ableton in that vein. That's a little bit more into live performance and a really cool function of the program. So the next tip we're going to cover involves Ableton Live automation. If you watched the first episode of the series, we did a little bit of automation as well. We covered the curved automation arm. So right now we're going to cover something that is very, very tedious and something that they need to fix, in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to Mixer, Track Volume. Alternatively, we can actually just move the volume knob here, and this allows us to automate this and select it automatically. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw in 2 points here. Now let's say that we need this point at negative 13.6 exactly, and you can't get it there no matter what you do. Even if we zoom in here, it's a little bit challenging to get it there, and it's kind of finicky. To alleviate this, they added something, a keyboard shortcut that makes this a little bit easier. If you hold the Control key or the Command key on Mac, you can actually slow drag the automation arm and use smaller increments than just a regular drag. And it makes it a lot easier to assign values that may have been more difficult to reach before. And that is tip number 3. Coming in at number 2 is something a little bit more obscure. Let's say you're running a set and you have a song right here. Let's pretend this song is 130 BPM and this one is 110. Let's just name these accordingly to make it a little bit easier to understand here. But let's just say that we have a 110 song and we have a 130 song on a separate line here. The problem with this is that if you're running a set and you're running at 110 BPM, typically, or traditionally, you would have to manually change this to 130 BPM to make that adjustment. Now, what you can actually do, and it's a very obscure function of Ableton, is actually assign a tempo to a scene. So let's just say that this scene we want to be 110, we want this scene to be 130. We can actually do that here by typing in 110 BPM and typing in 110 or 130 BPM here. Now if we click on this, it's actually going to assign the master tempo to the scene and the tempo that we assign here for that scene. So 10 and 130. You can also do this with time signatures if you need to change time signatures within the set. So the last hidden feature of Ableton Live is a very obscure one, but it's very cool and very useful if you learn to use it. It has to involve the audio effects and your plugins if you have them all within a single folder. Typically, the organization of this is just way out of order, and you have to go scrolling through here to find the effects you use most often. That's because the organization type is set to type instead of something else. Now what we're going to do right now is actually change this, and we're going to hit rank. And this, actually, we can click on this arrow here to rank it lowest to highest or highest to lowest accordingly. And we can actually visualize with a meter here how much we use each plugin, and it's going to rank the most used plugins at the very top here, so we can always access them very easily. And this works with plugins too if you have them all within the same folder. Unfortunately, my plugins are not within the same folder and they are kind of out of order. I have them organized by plugin manufacturer, but if you have them all in the same folder, they will organize themselves as well. So those are 5 of the weirdest and hidden tips in Ableton Live. This is a follow-up video to the last video. If you haven't watched that video, make sure to watch it. It's in the description below. I'm Julian of Julian Gray Media, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. I make a video every Wednesday and Friday, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.